Let me refresh the page. Time already went off. Alright, and we're off. They are both currently tied. This is a head-to-head race currently. Anticipation is killing me to see who will win. Alright, so here we off in the spaceship. Just gonna hit this button and then go to our first loading screen. Okay, it seems they both got 14s, and Sonic Yellow is ever so slightly currently in the lead. Alright, so first we're going to grab this yarn here. We use yarn to craft hats in the game, and the very first hat that we need to craft in the game is the sprint hat, which is used to go fast. So here we craft the sprint hat during a cutscene to save time, and we're going to grab these 5 pawns because we need these to unlock the very first level. And Sonic Yellow is currently in the lead, getting the first timepiece, and only Friendly Guy, who I will say as friendly, just got the timepiece. So now the players are going to be going to the hub, where we're going to hit the switch and bring up the telescope that we'll use to do our level select. As you can see here, Sonic is going to open up Act 3. We do Act 3 before 2, because this is how we can optimally get our brewing hat with the yarn, which we also need for barrel battle. I'll be talking more on that soon. Alright. So right here on Sonic's screen, he's about to do a glitch called double dupe. It's called ticket dupe. So what happens is you take damage, and then during your iframes while damaged, you can grab a ticket and dupe it. It is used in this level and another level called Golden Vault that will later race. The estimate time for this run should be about 53 minutes, as that is only Friendly Guy's current. Oh, Sonic fell down. That is quite unfortunate. But as I was saying, approximately 53 minutes, as that is only Friendly Guy's current PB. There we go. The racers are going to be crafting their brewer hat during this cutscene, again, to save time. This brewer hat allows you to brew these little potions that do about 2 damage on enemies, and we need this brewer hat for a few glitches in the game, and it just helps out with barrel battle, because it does 2 hits. Alright, so right here, the racers are chasing after this Mafia guy who currently has a timepiece that they need, and during this sequence, he drops, I believe, a minimum of 3 to 4 pawns. Pawns are very essential in this race, as we need pawns to unlock certain levels in the game. And Sonic Yellow is currently in the lead by about 4 seconds. Y'all were wondering? But yeah, pawns are very essential for opening up a lot of levels in the game. In terms of sequencing of which levels we do first, we go into Subcon Well after this, which is level 3, as opposed to level 2, Battle of the Birds, because there's a lot of pawns that are needed in order to open up some of those levels, and we also need a hook shot, which I'll talk about later. Let's see. So this level is pretty much an auto-scroller kind of level. It's pretty straightforward. Hat Kid is going to kill off some of these really mean Mafia guys, and as you can see, the brewer hat is used to do some of the damage to do these parts a lot faster. And what we're going to do is right here on Sonic's screen, this Mafia guy at the very top is going to throw these barrels, but if you stand right where Sonic is right now, the barrels will just hit one of the bottom barrels and then just hit the stairs. And then afterward, we're going to have a sequence of barrels, I guess like hopping around the barrel area. And if you stand where Sonic is, it's a pretty big zone that you can stand in to do this. The barrels will just go around in a circle and not hit you. However, it is possible that the barrels can offset Typically, that is done by tabbing out if you play full screen as opposed to forward windowed. So right here, Sonic is brewing up his little brewer, and he's going to hit the Mafia guy. If you hit him while he's falling, it forces him to fall down faster, as opposed to just waiting for him to drop down. And we are going to grab this timepiece right here. Right after this part, after grabbing the timepiece, there is a cutscene that we can skip by pressing start and going to hub. The devs were very nice enough to put a skip cutscenes option in the menu, which helps out. So there are very few cutscenes like this that we can skip later on that isn't auto skipped. I'll be doing my best to commentate and looking at the chat at the same time, guys. But Sonic Yellow is currently still in the lead. Now we're down with the Mafia. So there is a mini boss fight and a boss fight in this game, and this is one of the few levels where RNG is a thing that can either make you lose a lot of time or you can save a lot of time depending on how lucky you are. Sonic here does a double hit on the Mafia guys by standing in a particular spot. You can hit both of them by hitting both hitboxes. Alternatively, you can hit the right two guys too, or you can just hit the left two. Most runners go for the left two. It doesn't matter which one you do. It's more preference. So in this level, the runners are going to have to be careful because we're basically infiltrating the Mafia base, and there are times where these guys will throw cans at Hat Kid because they don't want him in their base. Both runners are very fortunate enough to not have any cans thrown at them. So right now we're grabbing this key. We're going to go into this freezer room and just hop around, hippity-hoppity-pop. And now we're in throne room. So I believe Sonic Yellow is going to go for what we call fight skip. You're basically going to go up this door frame and platform around. There is a mini boss here where it does take up some time. Fortunately, there is this nice fight skip where we skip that. Hooray for that. Hallelujah. So anyway, next we're here in the boss fight. I like to call him the Culinary Mafia boss because he's wearing a chef hat, but that's just me. So here's the part where RNG takes place. There are these bags that drop down. You can get a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 doing this optimally. Following the sandbags, the Culinary Mafia boss does this, we call it Mafia Ball, which we can skip by using the brewer hat. And if you go to the rightmost corner, that's how you activate the glitch. I won't speak much of it. I'll just let you guys check it out, be surprised, and then I'll explain what happens. Both of these runners seem to be fairly close on time. Alright, so on Sonic's screen, he's about to go all the way to the right and brew up his hat. Now Mafia Guy is going to fly all the way to the right side and create the Mafia Ball. However, because Sonic was brewing his hat, or brewing the brewer, it knocks the Mafia Guy out of the place where he should be, where Hat Kid is instead, and knocks him off the map and completely skips that duration of the battle. And then we do another cutscene skip right here. And then this is a part where runners can deviate off of which routing they decide to do. We can either do Golden Vault first, or some runners do Sewers first. I believe the main differentiation between the two is pawn routing, as after these two timepieces, there is a level that we have to unlock with 100 pawns. So here Sonic is doing a pretty hard jump. It's called double dupe. Basically, he's doing a special kind of jump. We call it an SDJ, which is short for sprint double jump. Basically, when you're doing a sprint, if you sprint and then jump, you do a sprint jump. However, if you let go of sprint, you have about 2 to 3 frames where you can hit the jump button and do a sort of like a momentum-based jump. It allows you to jump and then jump again, hence the name sprint double jump. It looks like Friendly is trying to go for it right now. Like I said, it is fairly difficult to get the hang of because it is so precise, and if you mess up the SDJ, then you get a sprint jump, and it's just makes it really difficult. Unfortunately, there's no optimal backup strat to it. I mean, the only thing you can do is hope that a Mafia guy hits you, and then you can grab the ticket, but it's ridiculously hard. And the only person I've ever seen do it is Pulsar. And it is ridiculous. If anyone has the clip for that. But Only Friendly Guy just gets the timepiece. And now Sonic Yellow is going for the very first time rift, Sewers. There is a very unfortunate soft block that you can get here by grabbing onto the pipe. Luckily, Sonic did not get that, and hopefully Friendly will not get that. So these levels are kind of like, if you've played Super Mario Sunshine, there's the hidden levels. There's like the little cogs that rotate that we're about to see on Sonic Street. Sonic's about to jump on it right now. They're kind of similar, so if you're familiar with that, it should be a cakewalk for you. But at the end of these levels, there is, of course, a timepiece and a roulette. In the roulette, you can get cosmetics and remix records. When you pick up a remix record, you get a cutscene of about 3 seconds. And it doesn't matter where you get it, it's just the first one brings up that cutscene. In this case, I believe Sonic got a cosmetic brewer hat. Ooh, and it didn't look like Friendly was going to make that cycle. Sonic, however, did make the fastest cycle for this rift. So, like, a lot of these are cycle-based, so if you do them fast enough, you can either get what we call first cycle or second cycle. In this next part that Sonic is doing is heating up the Mafia, unlocked for 100 pawns. He is going for a strat we call double death. In this level, to get around to these faucets or valves, you can do some death warps, where if you die, you go back to the starting part, which is really optimal, because it just makes it faster to get around the level. Checking chat real quick. All right, Cyclone. So here we go. Sonic takes the first step here, and he's gonna warp back. It looks like Only Friendly Guy might be doing double death as well. All right, so we're gonna, on Sonic's screen, we're going to leave this valve or faucet for last, because we need to get these two right here, and then do the second death in order to come back for that one valve. It's faster, that's why we do that. Checking out Friendly Guy's screen. Yeah, so it looks like Friendly Guy might be going for the double death. So here on Sonic's screen, we save about 3 damage so that we can take damage on the lava on our way to that faucet. And then now Sonic is going to come down to this last faucet, smack it a few times. On some faucets, you have to make sure... Oh, no, Sonic! That's fortunate. Oh, Friendly Guy, too. Some extra damage here. Fortunately for Friendly Guy, there are some health pawns that he can pick up on the way. So Sonic is coming up to this umbrella, and now he's going to go into the cannon, go up to the timepiece. Lost in my thoughts. So yeah, to reiterate, we're going to take 2 damage here on Friendly Guy's screen to get onto this faucet. And then he's going to die right after that. Alright, so this basically concludes Mafia 10. Oh wait, nope, there's still the bizarre timepiece. My apologies. We still have the one more timepiece to get in a time rift. Or not. Okay. Sonic is not going to go for that right now. I guess Sonic does his route differently. I thought wrong. So now Sonic is going to go into CO? Oh, no, he's not. Okay. It seems he forgot about Bizarre. Okay. I thought he had a different route, but he is going back for Bizarre right now. So yeah, there are typically 3 rifts per level. We do 2 rifts in our any % run, and he's going to go for Bizarre. You pretty much have to find... The first time you do them, you have to find them in the level, and then afterwards, you can just go to level select and grab them. So right now we're going to load back into Barrel Battle, and he can go right down here into the small little cave-like area. And voila! We are entering Bizarre. Alright, so this is another rift. They're all cycle-based. Let's see if Sonic goes for the fast clear. It is quite hard to do. I saw a little bit of last match. If you were there for that, username goes for the fast strat. See if he does it. This requires an SDJ right here, which is pretty darn difficult to pull off. And Sonic does pull it off and grabs the timepiece with fashion. Yeah. So after this timer thread here and this roulette, Sonic Yellow got colors, and I'm mixing up my game characters, Yoshi and Sonic. So now we go on to Subcon Wall, where Sonic will likely do one of the hardest glitches, or not glitches, jumps in the run. This requires a momentum-based sprint double jump. If he does do this, which it looks like he is, he's going to climb up this tree and then jump from one branch to another, where he will do an SDJ, try to jump over to this tree right here and onto the branch, and then he has to very carefully jump over the bag, skipping approximately about 30-second cutscene. And it is pretty difficult to do, if you ask me. I only just getting a little consistent at it. It is quite difficult. But no shame in going in the bag. So right now we're going to grab these paintings. In this level, we need to burn these paintings to set these spirit wolves free in order to bring down these walls that they have. Oh no, Friendly missed the SDJ branch, and he's getting back now. Like I said, guys, it's really difficult to get that down. It is a very precise jump. I would say one of the harder parts is doing the jumps after the SDJ. So anyway, Sonic here he just got the last painting down. He's going to set up for Cherry Death. So you can see the walls are coming down, which are very important because we need to access other areas. He grabs a yarn here and then talks to Snatcher, who has some of the best voice lines. If you need any reason that isn't speed gaming to play this game, Snatcher is the reason. Dude has the best voice line. Anyway, no more advertising the game. You should buy if you'd like, and if you like this. Grab the cherry, and it turns into a cherry bomb. So what we do is we throw the cherry bomb by the timepiece, grab the timepiece, and take a death. What this does is it allows us to respawn in the same level, without having to go back to the menu screen, checking some cutscenes, and loading back to the game. So now we're in Subcon Well. We're going to do some more painting stuff. We're going to burn some more paintings. Van Gogh would be so upset. If you're not familiar, he's a painter. Trying to make jokes here. Not good at making jokes. I apologize. My humor is terrible. Anyway, we are going to make our way to... What I believe Sonic is going to do is he's going to get 2 yarn here. Some runners only get the second yarn. Some runners will get their yarn in possibly DBS or other levels. We need these yarn right here in order to craft the ice hat, which Sonic may be doing the parade death. However, we also need the ice hat in order to access another time rift later in the run. Jumbling up my words, sorry guys. So right now we have the hook shot, which is important for unlocking a level when we get to Battle of the Birds, and is also useful in another level, CTR, cheating the race, if you do use it in your routing. Doing my best to watch both of your screens. So, if you ask me, this level can be a little challenging. This part that Sonic's about to do has given me more than like so much trouble. However, some runners are quite good at it. Hookshotting around this wall can be fairly difficult from time to time. So right here, because Sonic did not get the contract by going in the bag skip that I spoke of earlier, he would normally get a contract right here that would cover up his screen. However, since he did back skip, he will not. When OnlyFriendlyGuy gets to this part that Sonic is at, he'll have a contract covering his screen. However, if you switch to keyboard, you can still move forward and grab the timepiece and then do a quit to hub on the contract screen. So right now, Sonic, since he got the bag skip and didn't get the contract, he has to make sure that he opens up subcon well and or mail delivery for the... Oh, I didn't explain this thing right here. So what OnlyFriendly Guy is doing right now is he is setting himself up right next to the surface of this branch, and he has to jump and do a dive. What happens is it, for whatever reason, gives him lots of velocity. He goes up in the air, and he has to get on top of the well. It is pretty darn difficult to get the hang of. It does take some practice and some time to get it right. So right now, Sonic is going into Vanessa's Queen Manor. I believe that's what it's called. I have these memorized by the acronyms, and I'm just horrible at remembering people's names. I will meet you and forget your name almost instantly, guaranteed. Anyway, these are some puzzles that you have to do using cherry bombs and whatever, but we have our speedrunning strats to be ninjas and jump around over them, like so. So now we're going to make our way to Queen's Manor, which is a really spooky level in the game. This is a family-friendly game, and it is believed that the devs put this little shortcut in the game to skip one of the spookiest parts of this game. And I will admit, this part of the game creeps me out, so I'm very happy that skip. I have no shame in saying that this part of the game is spooky. It is spooky. Real spooky. So grab another yarn, and then we crouch underneath this area, and boom, look at that. We're in the last level. I have never seen someone do a strat. So, okay. Basically, in this part of the level, we do a skip. I will meet you and forget your name. Oh, Cyclone, you're funny. You're the same way, yeah. So Sonic does this thing where there's this cutscene in this level that doesn't extend upwards, it only extends a little bit outwards. So what we do is we jump on top of a door that we can't see, and then jump over the cutscene. However, Sonic jumps on the door frame, never even knew you could do that, and then jumps over the cutscene trigger. That is awesome. I gotta try that. Sonic just throwing out the crazy strats. Alright, so it looks like Friendly is making his way to Manor? Manor, okay. By the way, guys, Sonic is still in the lead, and we use in-game timer, just another reminder. So right now, after we do Manor, we go into, we call this the Pipe Time Rift. It's another time rift that's based off of cycles, and we'll see if Sonic goes for the fast cycle. So it looks like he's going for fast cycle. We have to get these 2 dive boosts, and then jump through open area onto blocks. And so descriptive, I know, I'm sorry. And then we use the milk shot, which is very important for this time rift and some other time rifts as well, to make our way to our very much needed. So right now, OnlyFriendlyGuy is making his way up this snowy hill to Manor. Chat. You were shaking when you played this level, Ketchup Blood? Oh, me too. I was literally just like sliding down my chair. Frightened. Really spooky level. So happy that it exists. Didn't know it existed until I did the run. I would have skipped it if I knew I could. Alright, so intruder alert. And we're going to do a second time rift on Sonic's screen. This one is called Village. The fastest way that we know of to get to this time rift is going through contractual obligations. And we are going to make our way over to the timepiece. We have to be careful because Snatcher has little traps set on the map where you can see his little tentacle things kind of creep out of the ground. We'll probably see him go by them. You have to make sure, yep, you can see them right here. We have to make sure we don't get stuck in them, otherwise we get stuck in a cutscene. Probably about like more than minimum 15 seconds probably. So Sonic's going to make his way and do a wall jump entry. Alternatively, instead of doing this wall jump entry that he just did, you can fly onto a spider, then jump, then do a dive, and then grab on to the structure. So this time rift here is kind of difficult. At the end of this time rift, there is a bell jump that you can do instead of doing the casual strat of just going around this huge puzzle that the devs set up. Alternatively, you can also do bellless, where you don't swing the bell to get this cube to solidify. See what Sonic is going to do. Sonic is going for bellless here. So if he had swung the bell, this green stuff underneath him would solidify, just like what's happening right here on OnlyFriendlyGuy's screen. Oh no, Friendly Guy! That part is a little difficult to grab onto. If you're not quick, you can unfortunately not grab onto it and fall to your doom. I have been a victim to it many times, especially a victim to that bell at the very end. Holy moly, it is difficult, in my opinion. But I think other people might disagree. So right now, Sonic is doing one of the other contracts, mail delivery service. There are quite a few different strats for this. See what, or not strats, but routing. Let's see what Sonic is going to go for. Typically, we do keyboard and mouse for this. Some people might do controller. Controller is inverted and kind of annoying, but if you play inverted, then maybe you would enjoy playing this with controller. But most of us play it with keyboard. It looks like he's going for super duper hard fast strat. What he's gonna do here. And OnlyFriendlyGuy gets the... With this contract up, he has to run and dive and grab momentum and grab this timepiece, all while he has this contract up. That's the best I can explain it, because I have yet to do that strat myself. Oh no, the bonk. Right, I apologize if that description of that strat is not concise enough. Like I said, I have not done it yet myself, but you basically have the contract up and you just make your way down that little slope thing, you slide down it, and then perfectly align yourself to grab the timepiece. It is ridiculous if you ask me. So right now we're in the first level of Battle of the Birds, DBS. We are essentially breaking into this this movie shoot, and so we have this little bill that pops up, and it's going to accumulate, and Sonic is going to have to squander for all of his cash in order to pay this ridiculous fine that he's amassing. As he's sneaking his way through, being a little sneaky McSneakerson. He has to make sure not to get caught by these owls that are showing off their little red flashlights. If you do, you get set back to the last checkpoint, which can be quite unfortunate. This jump that he's doing right here, you jump on the electrical box. Alternatively, you can just jump off the wall and jump on top of it. Sonic is going to be careful not to get caught by what we call the Terminator. I'm not sure what the origin of that is, but we call him the Terminator, because if you're terminated, you're done. Game over. No, just kidding. You just go back to... So right here, we're going to take our passport photo. This part of the game, you can draw on it, and then that photo becomes the title screen, or the picture on your file names. However, if I am correct, that is not the case for console. For console, your passport photo doesn't show up. I could be wrong, but I think that's it for console. Console also does not have 1.0 of the game, which we speedrunners are playing. We're not playing current patch, we're playing 1.0. The devs were nice enough to give us 1.0 for us to do, which they have not patched a lot of the glitches or jumps that we do in order to be fast. Like I said, I believe console does not play on 1.0, so there are slight differences here and there between console and Sonic is currently ahead. We're using the in-game timer. Alright, so right now we are entering Train Rush. Or not Train Rush, sorry. Oof, I am sorry, guys. Murder on the Yellow Express. Train Rush is later on. My brain is in different places. So we're just gonna grab some more yarn. This is a sort of mystery noir kind of level. So that kid is unknowingly acting out a scenes for a movie where there is a murder, as you can see, and that kid has to figure out who is the suspect of the murder or the murderer. So casually, we would be entering a lot of rooms, dodging Terminators. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this jump here, where we jump onto the switch and skip loads of casual content. I call it casual content. Clarifying. So here, there is a part where if you do precise jumps, there's this cutscene here. For whatever reason, there's like this cutscene where you just warp back. If you do very precise inputs, you can skip that cutscene and make it through the door. But you have to be super precise with your movement. It is quite difficult to do. Friendly tried to do back skip, however, he failed his attempt and went in the bag. Okay, so Sonic there had to be very careful. He is holding a key, and if he is not careful to get on the door frame, he can accidentally open the door and have to grab the evidence. Luckily, that evidence isn't very hard to get to, but it is a time loss. Alright, so right now we're going to find out who the murderer is. Oh! It looks like it's the conductor. Spoiler alert. It is the conductor. He is the murderer. Just kidding, guys. There is no murder. It is all part of the movie that we are unknowingly a part of now. And then we grab the last timepiece for this level. Not the last timepiece. The timepiece for this level. At last, we grab the timepiece. That would have been so much. English is a hard subject. Alright, so moving onwards. We're making our way to Picture Perfect. Recently, there was this new strat that I'm sure Sonic might go for. New strat that Madoka found. This was found, I think, about 6 days. Oh, so you have to jump and dodge this glass wall that'll block you from getting up here. And we grab this endorsement here, as opposed to one by a statue that we'll see later in the game, which spawns this dog that we need in order to get a certain amount of points. Basically, Hat Kid is a diva, acting out diva scenes, strolling around the city for this diva film that Mr. Grooves is currently filming. And we need to grab these points for max diva status. And so right here, there's an endorsement that we used to go for, but we don't anymore. It spawns this dog that we knock over. What a diva. Who knocks over a dog? I can't even believe she would do that. Criminal. But anyway, we get the max diva points and then grab this timepiece. If you guys were wondering, OnlyFriendlyGuy is behind by 1 level, and Sonic Yellow is currently in first place. Okay. Moving on from here, it looks like Sonic is going to do Train Rush next. Around this time, some runners may do Kid is Beyonce. Yeah, essentially. Runners do deviate their routes a little bit for preference and pawn routing. So here we need the hookshot in order to start this level. The hookshot opens this door. This level is quite hard to do optimally. Requires a lot of precise movement and dive boosting. It is quite the obstacle course, and a little bit of a learning curve to learn the movement for this room. Let's see. There is a strat some runners do in the following room where you drop down on a platform that propels upward. Let's see if Sonic goes for it. Sonic is going for it. And he gets it! That is quite hard to do. You have to have correct timing in order to drop down on the platform, otherwise you fall into the lava and oh no! Sonic just barely misses a jump onto the platform. The way these platforms work are you just have to get your little feetsies on top of all these little platforms in order to access this train part. There is no skip for it as far as we know. We just have to work our little feetsies on top of them in order to get the rest of the part. So anyway, my kid's making his way through. Only Friendly Guy is working his way through murder on the Yellow Express, making his way to get the key. He does not get that little cutscene skip. That is unfortunate. Like I said, it is quite difficult. Now, I believe Sonic Yellow is going to craft... Yep, he's going to craft his ice hat here. So it seems like he is going to be doing the parade death skip. There's a cute little thing you can do here. Going to be doing a parade skip, which I will go into more detail later on. So load times depends on a few things. It could be your hard drive that you're using or your CPU. Just depends on your computer, which is why we use the in-game timer instead of real time for the game. Vower. I believe it's Vower. Correct me if I'm wrong. So here we're entering another time rift. This one is called Gallery because it is inside a cute little gallery room where there are very nice paintings. And it looks like Sonic is going for a fast cycle here. Oh, is he gonna get? He does not. So you can do an SDJ off of the platform that he was last on to get onto the platform that he was just on, if that made any sense at all. Try to speak as fast as I can, folks. Apologize. He's gonna do a precise SDJ jump here. To be careful that he does not hit the platform above him, which can drop him down to get that timepiece. Alternatively, you can jump on top of it and work your little BTs on your way through it, or you can just jump on the outsides to get that timepiece. You just got to make sure to be careful. Great commentary. Thank you very much, Wonder Boy Man. Thank you. Alright, so the next part Sonic is going to be doing... Where is he going? Okay, he's going to go to Murder on the L Express to do another time rift. Around this portion, gallery included, he has to make sure that he has 150 pawns in order to unlock the big parade level. And after that, he has to make sure he has 50 pawns in order to open up the following level, Cheating the Race, otherwise known as CTR. So this rift is hated amongst a lot of people in the community. I, however, love this rift because I'm a maniac, I guess. He has to do SDJ that we spoke of earlier, the sprint double jump, which requires precise puts with a small 2 to 3 window after doing a sprint. It looks like he didn't get fast cycle, so if he were to do a dive boost, or as some call a momentum dive boost, or a mega dive boost, he could fling himself onto the first button of the 4 or 5 buttons, which opens up the gate to get to where he is right now. It is a little difficult to do. Right now he's going to jump on this light pole, jump onto this gear, and grab this timepiece. It is quite difficult to do fast cycle in this. It takes a lot of SDJ practice. If you are a speedrunner and you are struggling with your SDJs, this is a great timepiece to practice and get more consistent with your SDJs. Sewer is the one that told me that Sewer 1, and he is totally right. It has helped me get more consistent. So if you are struggling, there's where you do it. So right now, Sonic is opening up Big Parade, which is pretty much an auto-scroller. You're acting out Groove's last part of the movie, where you have these parade owls following you around the entire level, followed by this wonderful music that we are about to hear. Some of the best music in the game right here. So we're grabbing pawns. Got to make sure we have the amount of pawns we need. A little bit of pawn routing here as we make our way to the switches. So we have this little, I guess like a graph that shows a timer. Graph might be the right word. And this little timer that's gonna slowly take its way to fill up, and we need to get by these switches to hit. To be honest, I don't actually remember why, but it's just part of the auto-scrolling level. I think it has to do with electricity and powering up the floats that are going to be moving around. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. I remember now. I believe it's to get electricity. So it looks like OnlyFriendlyGuy is also loading up into the big parade. So we got 2 big paraders right here. Both divas will have to battle it out to see who is the top diva. Who will it be, folks? I don't know. We'll have to find out by waiting. So we got one more switch to get with Sonic. OnlyFriendlyGuy is currently collecting his pawns and making his way to his first switch. So right now, Sonic has gotten the switches. These little timer areas that you see, the timers tick off and there's just a bunch of electricity. Super dangerous. Really dangerous. Someone has to get an electrician. This is irresponsible in every degree. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. So this part, we're going to do a little bit more pawn routing. And then, now that we have the electricity go up, we have to hit the power buttons to start up these floats. So what Sonic here is doing is he has the ice hat up. And what he does is he uses it, gets all the owls onto where he is right now, and it gives you invulnerability up until the point that you make a movement. And then one of the owls will hit you and you will go flying. We will see a little bit more of this ice block action shortly, assuming that Sonic goes for death. Or parade death. I like to say death parade because it's like the anime death parade. I also just have a habit of the other way around. But anyway, as we wait, OnlyFriendlyGuy is currently doing a bit more pawn routing, making his way to the switches. Sonic Yellow hits one switch. He is going for the second switch. He is making his way on top of this house, trying to go fast, trying to go to this third switch. Will he make it? Let's find out. Oh, he struggled a little bit. Oh, he gets hit and makes it to the third switch. All right, so this is the part where we find out whether or not Sonic is going to go for the Death Parade and or Parade Death. It looks like he's setting up. He wants to get 1 damage and then Ice Block right here at the tip of this pole. And so he wants to get precise. It doesn't have to be super precise. This is a very forgiving angle, very generous angle. He wants to wait until the timer gets pretty close to filling up. And what he's going to do, likely what he's going to do is move forward a little bit, then jump backward, and then have the owls hit him and make him fling all the way to where the timepiece is going to drop. This is a little difficult, has a bit of a learning curve. Does he do it? Let's find out. It looks like he did the other strat. I'm not 100% familiar with that strat. To be completely honest with you folks, I apologize. However, he does get it. Pretty similar to the Cherry Death if you saw in Contractual Obligations. You do start up at the level again, and we make our way to the last rift of this level, Moon Rift, which is another pretty hated rift of amongst other speedruns. So what he's going to do is he's going to go for Moon Death. You can optionally, for I think like a 1-second time save, bring yourself down to 1 health. You do have the owls parading around following you, being the chipper little owls that they are. We're going to do an SDJ right here, which has a little bit of a learning curve. It is a little difficult. He fortunately gets it, makes his way over to this platform where he would otherwise have to run around, turn these switches on to make it over here. See if he goes for... he unfortunately doesn't get it. If you get the timing right, you can do an SDJ off this rising platform, which gives you enough height and momentum to jump on that little mesh gate thing that he gets on to get on top of that wall. And right now what he's going to do is he's going to get pretty close to this timepiece, get smacked by an owl, and then die on this. The reason we do it is just to skip this roulette. He has to be careful not to skip it too early, because if he skips it too early, for whatever reason, you can get a black screen, and it pretty much covers up everything, and the only way to get rid of the black screen is to encounter another roulette, which would require you to do a time rift blindfold, which is insane. I only know of 1 runner to do a blindfold time rift. This is, by the way, the hardest time rift, or the timepiece to get in the game. You have to make your way through these people, talk to this guy, and then jump. It is so difficult. Look at that. I mean, he even messes up. It's so difficult, guys. It's ridiculous. Can't remember what I was saying before. But yeah, roulette, it's really difficult. The only runner that I know to be able to do a blindfold, I think, is Epic Yoshi Master. Bless his soul. So difficult to do. This did happen to a runner yesterday. He unfortunately got the black screen. By the way, we're making our way to CTR. Blindfold CTR, you're crazy, Signation. Don't tell me you did it. That is wild. So anyway, you need the last 50 pawns in the game to get to this There are 2 ways to do cheating the race. Sorry, we're just going to forget about the tangent that I was going off of before. You can message me later if you want to hear it. So we're going to go for CTR. There are 2 ways to do CTR. We can do backward CTR or forward CTR. It looks like Sonic is going for backward CTR. There's a little bit of a time save with doing forward CTR. However, it's not really a big deal. It's mostly down to preference. And most forward CTR runners, including myself, would say that forward CTR is very forgiving. You can make quite a few mistakes and still make it. However, there is more movement involved. Does make it a little bit challenging. However, hey, more gameplay, more fun, right? But like I said, it's preference. Sonic Yellow fortunately gets it. This is quite a hard timepiece to get, cheating the race. It's a little bit of a learning curve for new runners. I know I lost a lot of runs to it. But with practice, makes perfect, and you can get it. So it doesn't look like OnlyFriendlyGuy is going to do the platform jump. Like I said, it does require precise movement and timing. Sonic is currently doing another kind of hard rift. So you have like these little birds that are on top of these platforms, little Elvis birds because they look like Elvis, you know, with the hair. If you stand close to them for long enough, they will fly at you and fling you off the platform, similarly to the owls. So Sonic here did... Ooh, that is my favorite hat. By the way, just wanted to say that. In my opinion, love that. It's a nice hat, and it is cat ears. Who doesn't like cat ears? You're criminal if you don't. Just kidding. So anyway, he does the last time rift, and this is the one part in the game where we get to play as the antagonist, Mustache Girl. She is called Mustache Girl because, yes, she indeed has a mustache, and it is fabulous. I have never seen a more fabulous mustache on any woman in my entire life. Maybe I need to go to a circus or something. I don't know, but it is... You could probably melt butter just looking at it. It is ridiculous. I was laughing at my own joke. Okay, so Sonic Yellow is going to go for a skip where we basically need to get this other Dweller hat and in order to get through it, but that takes way too much yarn. It is ridiculous. So we do this jump where we jump on a grandfather clock and then jump over this very specific part of the gate and jump over it to get to the final part of the game. So this is where things get a little tricky. There is a glitch that both runners will be doing in order to skip a wide portion of this level. Once we get into this room that Sonic is about to go into, we are going to make our way through this tiny hole that just happens to be there for whatever reason, and then take a little bit of damage, and then we are going to wall jump off of these 2 textures, make our way up to this pillar that we have to very carefully jump off of. We can accidentally clip past it and fall down into lava, and it's very painful. Not literally, just emotionally. And so we're going to do a dive boost. He's going for finale slides. These are quite difficult. There are quite a few ways to do it. It looks like Sonic is going to be going for full slides. He has to be careful because at certain parts of this trick that you can do, there are these invisible walls that we have to dodge and weave by just, you know, little slight movements of right and left. You have to be moving left in order to pass through them. Moving right won't make you pass through them, but you also have to make sure that you don't fall off of the arc otherwise. Oh, that is unfortunate. Friendly Guy falling off the gear. So right here, Sonic has to go over this little tiny gap that's like a little bit in between the 2 arches. He does make it past all of the walls and gaps. There are only 2 walls and 1 gap, so he has to be careful that he does not bonk. There are ways to bonk. He has to go up to one of these arches, and he has to make sure that his oh, he's going for a newer strat that was found recently where you go past those and you drop down. That is a risky move. Sonic, you are crazy. And then he goes in through here to this little cutscene trigger to make it into Throne Room. He has to be careful not to die here. If he does die, he will fall into a little checkpoint, and unfortunately we'll have to go back to the main hub and start this whole level over. We need the Dweller hat, as mentioned before, which we do not get because it would take a ridiculous amount of time. And it would not be any percent if we had to do something unnecessary. So anyway, Sonic has to be careful to stay alive here. as these falling timepieces will fall at him and try to kill him. We are currently in bitrate hell. Because this level just looks like pixels from time to time. So pretty much the brewer hat is used quite a lot here in this level. We can use it to snipe Mustache Girl, or we can just hit her with the umbrella. So here we have a little bit of Mafia Ball action. We can alternatively try to snipe her or run into the Mafia Ball to get her. After a few hits, she goes into the shield phase, where she shields herself, and we have to use cherries, to get her out of it. This is another RNG portion of the run. You can get, supposedly there is a legendary one cherry that you can get, where you break her out of the shield once and hit her the amount of times that you have to, in order to get through this phase. However, honestly, the best phase you can get is 2 cherry. Not saying that 1 cherry is impossible, but I mean, I haven't seen it, so 2 cherry is the best you can get as far as I know. So let's see. I think this is the 2nd or 3rd cherry. And he is lucky. He does not get that many cherries. So OnlyFriendlyGuy is currently making his way to cheating the race. See if he does for... Oh, he opens up the wrong level? Did I miss that? Okay, so quick on Sonic Yellow screen, spoiler alert, just explaining a little bit of a story. Mustache Girl is a bad girl, very bad girl. As you can tell by her mustache, she has a very evil kind of looking mustache. It's followed by the tropes. So these people here, creatures here, realize that they can hurt each other to bring up these heart pawns in order to essentially, seemingly give Mustache Kid infinite health. They believe that if Mustache Girl can Mustache Girl can be defeated by Hat Kid, that I might have said the heart pawns go to Mustache Girl. I meant Hat Kid. If Mustache Girl dies and Hat Kid saves the day, hopefully Hat Kid will go back in time and bring them all back to life. That is probably what they're thinking in their heads. We'll find out. Okay, so yay. Sonic Yellow uses Hat Kid to defeat Mustache Girl, and he's about to grab the last timepiece. Just to explain, that last phase can be a little bit finicky. Does require a little bit of like randomized movement. There's different things and attacks that Mustache Girl can do. Luckily, he did it fairly fast, and he gets a time of 45:40, making him the winner of this race. Currently, OnlyFriendlyGuy is working his way through CTR. It is a pretty difficult level to do. It takes a lot of grinding and practice to be able to get down. Oh, this is a PB for Sonic. Let me double check that. So, Sonic's last... Oh, this is Sonic PB'd by 2 seconds. His time on the leaderboard is a 45 minute and 42 seconds, and he just got a 45 minute 40 seconds. Congratulations, Sonic Yellow, for the PB. Assuming that he doesn't have another PB on his Twitch thing like I do, that just doesn't want to put up on the leaderboards. And he decides to give the timepiece at the very end. You have the decision of whether or not you want to give the timepiece to Mustache Girl, or if you want to keep it to yourself. It does say that if you do give her a timepiece, you may not be able to make it home. Hat Kid uses the timepieces as fuel for her ship. Oh no, Friendly Guy missing the timepiece by a hair. He's gonna go for it another time. I think Sonic Yellow here is here for his interview.
What's up, after?
Congrats on the PB, Sonic.
Thanks, dude. Actually, like, I was kind of surprised when that PB'd. I didn't feel like I played very well, but I got all of the big tricks, and I guess that's a push over.
Definitely. How do you feel about that 2-second time save?
It's actually 0.9.
Oh, 0.9?
Yeah.
Oh, Friendly Guy, just barely missing the timepiece again. CTR is hard, guys. It's difficult to learn.
It's definitely
difficult to get good
unforgiving.
at. Oh, it's super unforgiving. You can get so darn close to that thing, hairs away from it, to get ripped out of your hands. That did not make sense.
I actually wasn't watching the race. Did Friendly Guy get back skin?
He did not. He went for it one time and got pretty close, fell, and went in the bag.
Dang, I saw he was practicing it quite a bit before the race.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
It is pretty difficult. I only just started getting a little more consistent at it. Takes a lot of practice, but can be done. Fortunately, Friendly Guy misses the timepiece again.
Get ready. Go.
Let's see if he gets the... I'm feeling it. I'm sure he's feeling it. I jinxed him. I'm so sorry, I did not mean to jinx you. That's my fault. Oh no! I guess it looks like Friendly Guy decided to take a DNF.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dang. That's understandable. CTR is really difficult. See if he wants to come in here. Interview.
Sucks, man.
That is unfortunate. So while we wait to get a hold of OnlyFriendlyGuy, got anything from the run you want to talk about?
Yeah, give me a sec. Oh yeah, I forgot to do Bizarre.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I think he does his routing differently. Okay, this is a good example of routing. And then I saw you go back for it.
Oh, that was questionable.
What was going through your thoughts?
That honestly, that got rid of a lot of my nerves because I get a lot of tournament nerves. So
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable.
at that point, I was like, okay, bad run, let's just go with it.
But you managed the PV still, so I mean that's great.
I'm like so surprised. I don't know.
Well, it just goes to show that sometimes we're setting, you can still PB even if you make a crazy mistake.
Yeah, I guess so.
All that practice.
I did
You a PB.
I did Gold Village. That was, I think, my one good split. Everything else.
Oh yeah.
Everything else was not bad. Got all the big tricks. I think Friendly Guy's in the other channel. I think he wants to join this.
Let's see.
Hey, what's up, Friendly Guy?
What's up, Friendly Guy?
That was the worst run I've ever done.
CTR is unforgivingly hard, man.
No, it's not hard. It's just that I can't do it on keyboard and mouse. My PS4 controller actually came unplugged and wirelessly connected to the PS4 in the other room.
Wow!
No
while I was playing, so
that
I couldn't.
Is
ridiculous.
I would have to walk in there, turn off the PS4, come back in here, plug in my controller, turn on DS4 and everything.
No way.
To be able to use the controller again. So I just switched to keyboard and mouse for the rest of the run.
That is so.
When did that happen?
That happened. I think it was in Subcon Forest. The very end of Subcon Forest, my controller came unplugged. You probably could see me standing still after I finished mail delivery service, which was really sloppy. I'm just generally bad at that one in general. But you can see my controller came unplugged and I stood still for a bit. I was trying to plug it back in, and then I got it plugged in. I finished the level, and then as soon as I finished, got back to the hub, my controller just stopped.
That is so crazy and unfortunate.
That's the worst controller malfunction I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Did you drop the controller after
Speechless.
MDS?
I mean, good job
That's
switching
crazy.
to KBM. And
it's just kind of the cord on this thing is so bad that whenever it moves slightly, it's just it comes unplugged. I probably should have just used my third-party garbage Xbox One controller that I know won't come unplugged.
I'll hit you up with the cord I'm using. Actually got it on Amazon pretty cheap. Still, props to you for going on through.
Yeah, seriously, that
all
is.
The birds with
I was determined. I wanted to try to finish the run if I could, just to be a good sport. But I couldn't do it.
No,
I couldn't finish the race with a keyboard and mouse. It was too hard.
As a controller player who has tried doing a few runs keyboard and mouse, it is so difficult. The switch is so hard. But no, seriously, that's crazy, and that's awesome of you to continue it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what I would have done. I think I would have ran to the other room.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess any other things you want to say about this run from the guy?
I knew I was gonna get crushed from the moment I saw you in my bracket. But
Dang.
I didn't anticipate this to be the worst run like ever. But yeah, I see you got a 45-40, like, and my PB is like over here with like a 53 or something.
Oh, I thought you had like a 51.
No, I have like a 53. I had a 51 pre save and quit ban.
Oh, I see.
And then I went up to a 53. I could probably get a 51 again without like the save and quit, but not today, obviously. Game doesn't want me to.
It's unfortunate. Things happen.
Still GG. I'll give it a GG, even though
Game did.
on my end it was kind of a BG, but you did. I can tell just from the time that you did really well. So
Thanks, man. Good luck on the loser side. You definitely still have a chance in this tournament.
all
Alright, well, any more comments from either of you?
right.
That's about all I want to say.
Ladybug is overrated.
Whoa. Hang on.
Oh no, here we go.
Hang
Alright, for those you don't know, there is rivalry between which hat team you want to be a part of. I will leave it at that.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I actually unequipped Dino Hat and Free.
Ladybug is overrated. Dino Hat is overrated. Hat in Time is overrated. Super Mario Odyssey is overrated.
I can agree with
okay,
half of those
you are gone. You are out of here. Hat in Time is a great game. All of the games you mentioned are great games. Hat in Time is better though.
Odyssey's alright.
I'm just throwing out a bunch of words.
The only thing's overrated is pretty overrated.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's it.
I guess that being said, congrats to you, Sonic, and I gotta say congrats to you, man. Playing with keyboard and mouse, that is like so mind blowing.
You can just see in the top
like,
left
continuing
of my screen,
it.
he's just like disconnected, and I'm just like, oh no.
So
GG's.
that is it for this race. There will be another race today at 8:30 Eastern between Kanasumi and Irither. That'll be on Speed Gaming 4 again at 8:30. And on this channel there will be. Hold on, let me pull the schedule. I think on this channel there will be Mega Man 2 race starting at 5:30. So stay tuned for that. Guys, good day.
Yeah.
Signing out.
Later.